parents, the relationship between true parents and I, and the relationship between true parent words and I. These are the main pillars of true parent theology. And this lecture, I would like to talk about only begotten son and only begotten daughter before talking about the relationship with us. I'm talking about only begotten son, only begotten daughter. So if you ask the definition of the only begotten son, only begotten daughter, what are your answers? Share your thought. Okay, maybe I always start music. My question is, what was that? What are the only begotten son and only begotten daughter? Your definition. Right. So I think that we are so lucky to know we now know they create a path for us to walk that path. We will be. You don't have to check with me.
I guess he's been saying that even we are the only begotten, like you're just naturally you're like understanding and like grow into
No discussion here. You accept? Okay. So anybody who want to share your thoughts, ideas about the only begotten son and only begotten daughter? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like the one begotten son, one begotten daughter, I don't know, seeing from like God's point of view, is like the first son, the first daughter that could reach perfection, or like that true parents could clearly say, these are my children, like that saying cannot claim.
Okay.
And I don't know, it's like, I feel like it's a very significant time in history, and a significant title to have.
So you would say the man and woman who reach individual perfection first.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to share father and mother definition. They are saying the same thing. Two definitions each. Any other person who want to share? Here? Go ahead.
It says like the beginning of a new lineage.
New lineage.
Like gospel lineage.
Okay. Anybody? All right. So before I share what father and mother said about the only begotten son, only begotten daughter, this is famous, actually, title of the book, Honor of Peace, Honor of Lineage. This is what father shared before he passed away. Father, and very important title. Father said, honor of peace is God. The honor of lineage is true parents. This is so important. Let's go with honor of peace first. When you are asked, what is peace? People tend to think world peace. If you're a little bit internal, peaceful mind, right? World peace, peace start with me. Peace start within me. Maybe peaceful mind, world peace. But when it comes to peace, father and mother don't think that way. They think about God first. Please read words of Kwonjin-nim.
True Father always understood the peace as profoundly spiritual concept. Whenever he uses the term peace, he always thought first and foremost God's heart and God's original idea.
Oh, one brother asked me, soul and spirit maybe same as the spirit mind, spirit self. No. Spirit self consists of spirit body and spirit mind. And spirit mind is the place where divine God can dwell. Other religions who talk about soul or spirit, they don't have that concept. This is so important. When we say a peaceful mind, world peace, but first and foremost for father and mother, once God dwells in us, we can become peaceful. The root of the peacefulness is God. That's the individual perfection, right? When mother said this in her autobiography, I have always put peace first. People, she suffered Korean War when she was 6 years old. So through her life, she sought for peace, which is true. But like father, why she sought for peace? That's her nature. God is in her, and her mind is peaceful. That's why naturally seek for peace. Why naturally? For example, I was shocked when their second son, Hunjin, passed away through the car accident. And this is what she said. Please read.
Father and I are very calm and peaceful, but our hearts have been broken.
And the second sentence I could understand. But the first one? And this two edge of the mindset, I would say, you can repeatedly find in her autobiography. It was hard, but always graceful because of Heavenly Parent, like that. But this part, without having God within, you can't say this. They lost their child through car accident. By understanding, if you can, what she says here, we can tell what kind of person she is. So when father and mother said, God is the owner of peace, they mean it. This is not theological concept. They could feel it. That's why they say God is the owner of peace. Now, on the other hand, they said true parents are the owner of lineage. Wow. This is so important. Father said, please read.
Only with a physical entity can lineage be propagated. The incorporeal creator cannot reproduce.
God is invisible. Has no body. Do you think God can create it? God can create lineage? What do you think? Yes or no? Yes or no? No. That means, did God has God's lineage or not? You said God cannot create lineage, right? So before creation of human beings, God didn't have lineage or no? No. Right? Then Adam and Eve, before the fall, are they from God's lineage or not?
Yes.
Yeah, even before, after, it doesn't matter. Adam and Eve are from God's lineage or not?
Yes. No.
Why no?
Because God can't create the lineage.
Huh?
God can't create the lineage.
So who can create lineage?
Parents.
True people.
Adam and Eve should have done that. So, you learned a very important thing today. Who created lineage of Adam and Eve? Heavenly Parent. True parents. There is no lineage of God. Then how about Satan's lineage? Satan had lineage before?
Yes.
Yes?
No, not before.
No. Joshua, what happened to you?
Adam, he made Satan's lineage.
Yes.
Oh,
How Satan, centering on fallen nature, dwelling in them, they became the body of Satan. Adam and Eve created Satan's lineage. On the other hand, true parents created heavenly parent lineage. Okay? Clear? Please read.
God is the King of peace. The King of peace cannot create lineage. God is the Lord of peace, but the true parents are the only masters of lineage.
So, God and true parent, their relationship of mind and body. Right? Why true parent lineage is God's lineage? Simple answer is by reaching the individual perfection, being one with God in heart, the invisible Creator can dwell in them so that God could create God's lineage through their bodies. Okay? Clear? Clear? Clear?
yes.
No. Okay, please read.
The owners of lineage are not the males referred to as seed, nor the females referred to as field, but the true parents.
Both are the owner of lineage.
Prior to true parents, there is no lineage of heavenly parents.
So no lineage. Adam and my father said Adam could be born through the womb of the ape, also human-like people. Adam and Eve, upon the perfection, they were supposed to create God's lineage. And Jesus was supposed to have create God's lineage through the holy wedding. And finally, father and mother did it. Then how about Jesus? Precisely speaking, he was not born from God's lineage. Mother was not born from God's lineage, but through two providences. I'm going to explain that. They could born without original sin, but they were not born from God's lineage. God's lineage could start from only through true parents. Okay? So as he said, who made Satan's lineage? Adam and Eve. Who made God's lineage? True parents. Okay. Now, in the divine principle, we learn Archangel became jealous towards whom? Adam and Eve, who were created later and enjoyed God's love more than Archangel. That was what we understood, right? That's wrong. What? The object of jealousy of Archangel were not Adam and Eve, God. This is what Father revealed before he passed away. Now what is the purpose of creation? What was that? I explained 2 hours. What is the purpose of creation? Okay. All right, then what is the idea, the realization of the idea of creation? Second or third blessing, right? That is direct dominion, correct? With the bodies, God could enjoy the second, third blessings through human beings. According to Father, God created an archangel, and they enjoy the creation together. And during the course, Archangel realized, what happened when Adam and Eve reached individual perfection? This is not what I'm saying. Father explained this. He realized in the course, God will come to have bodies, creating lineage, and dominate the whole world through the bodies. How about me? So, he took Adam in his body, and he took whole world. through fallen people. This is the meaning of the fall. Egregious. Satan's jealousy was not to Adam and Eve, God, who wanted to have bodies and dominate the whole world, which was taken over by Satan. So from here, God started to have the providence of only begotten son, only begotten daughter. But everyone, if they are born as human beings, they are under the lineage of Satan, right? Correct?
Right.
That's why it's impossible, legally speaking, only begotten son to have only begotten daughter from Satan's lineage. Therefore, there are some providence of the restoration of elder sonship, and then providence of giving birth to the only begotten son and only begotten daughter. This is about Mary and Tammany. A mother recently said this. Please read.
The birth of life is carried out by the mother. 0.001% is contributed by the father, and 99.999% belongs to the mother. This is a biological fact.
Yeah, I'm going to talk this about later. This is centering on Jacob and Esau. But when it comes to the providence of giving birth to the only begotten son, only begotten daughter, woman has a huge role, important role. And then once true parentship has been established, they can establish lineage. Then foreign people like first gen, your parents, can join through the blessing, and there can be salvation and perfection. These 4 stages are the salvation for fallen people. Now, before I'm going to explain in detail about this providential course, I'm going to give you the answer about only begotten son, only begotten daughter. Without taking note, just remember at the spot, okay? Father said, first one, please read.
The only begotten son was brought forth by God through Mary's body.
Even they were born from woman, God sent him. Okay? The father was not clear about only begotten daughter. That's why he was only talking about only begotten son. Mother said the same thing. Please read.
The counterpart of the only begotten son is brought forth by heavenly parent, not by humans.
Not by humans. Even though they were born from woman, God sent them. So directly sent by God. This is the one definition. Second one is this. Please read.
The only begotten son means the one who receives the first love from God.
First love. Mother said the same thing. Please read.
The only begotten son and the only begotten daughter refers to the only man and the only woman, respectively, who can receive God's love first.
In father's case, I believe by being one with Jesus, he realized it. In mother's case, she realized these 2 points from within. Wow, I'm the one whom God really loved. This is not a theological concept, her inner realization. So, only begotten son, only begotten daughter have been sent directly by God. And the divine principle explained this here, must descend from heaven. And father, when father met mother for the first time, he said at the end, oh, you mean heaven sent mother. Sent mother. And the interesting is she said by herself, twice in her autobiography, I came to this earth as the only begotten daughter. I came. Have you thought this way? When you're talking about your birthday, you were born 1990, right? But no one said, I came to this earth. You have such a self-recognition or understanding. This is mother. She was not told. She felt from within. All right? Now, let's talk about these 4 stages. Providence of the restoration of elder sonship, providence of giving birth to the only begotten son, only begotten daughter, heavenly parent lineage, and salvation. Okay, let's go. Do you remember the story of Tamar? Forget it. Mother doesn't recognize that. Mother emphasized Jacob. Okay. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Abraham's wife Sarah. Sarah, originally named Sarai, was the wife of Abraham and the mother of Isaac. She is known for her beauty and her faith. She eventually gave birth to Isaac at the age of 90. Sarah pretended to be Abraham's sister on 2 occasions due to Abraham's fear for his life in Egypt. Sarah played a crucial role in the fulfillment of God's promise to Abraham to make him the father of a greater nation. Right? And then Rebecca followed God's direction and helped Jacob. In Christianity, Jacob deceived his brother Esau, right? Get the blessing from Isaac. So in Christianity, you know what they call Jacob? They call Jacob the deceiver or righteous deceiver. That is what Christianity called Jacob. Now, Jacob, through his 20-year course, he made wealth and servants. When he came back, he gave everything to Esau, and Esau really right. Then before that, he won the elder sonship from their father Isaac. So through Jacob, providence of restoration of elder sonship was established. He was younger son, and elder son was Esau, but Jacob received the blessing as elder son. Then what does it mean? Through this providence, according to mother, both only begotten son and only begotten daughter can be born. Adam and Eve is like twins. So with this victory, like a twin, only begotten son, only begotten daughter can be born. This condition has been made. My question is this: why restoration of elder sonship relate to the birth only begotten son, only begotten daughter? How do you explain it? Please share your idea with your group. Think.
What was the question one time?
My question is, Jacob won the elder sonship against Esau. Why, how that victory can relate to the birth of only begotten son and only begotten daughter? Why this victory can bring the birth only begotten son, only begotten daughter?
Let's break it down. So Jacob, he stole the and
When we had a Japanese workshop, some wife said, "Don't let us think, just give me the answer." No, it doesn't work. Please think. Okay, anyone to share? Anyone who want to share? Anyone? Okay, go ahead. Yeah, please.
So from what I heard, I remember, basically it's due to the contributions of the mothers.
A mother and son cooperation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Relationship. So like restoring that elder sonship, it basically restores the relationship between Eve and the sons, like Cain and Abel. If I remember correctly, something like that. That's what-
Restoration of Cain and Abel.
Or the mother and son relationship.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the process, but mainly, yeah, God, Lucifer, or Adam and Lucifer, but this relationship has been reversed. But Satan, so Cain and Abel, and Esau and Jacob. Jacob won the elder sonship. This means original order has been restored. So conditionally, there is no Satan. With this condition, only begotten son, only begotten daughter can be born. What does it mean? Satan can say, oh, this is my son, this is my daughter. So without original sin means without Satan's accusation, one boy, one girl can be born with the substantial victory of Jacob's elder sonship, restoration of elder sonship. But God couldn't send only begotten son, only begotten daughter back then because there was no national foundation. Meanwhile, Satan already had national foundation. And Jacob, he had two wives, Leah and Rachel. Through Leah, he created the lineage foundation, and Rachel gave birth to Benjamin and Joseph. And Joseph went to Egypt, and they made a national foundation. So internal foundation, external foundation started from Jacob. That's why mother emphasized, because of the victory of Jacob, providence of restoration of elder sonship has been established. This is the condition for only begotten son, only begotten daughter to be born. And also Tamar, because of her faith, the lineage has been secured. But that is just inherited the victory of Jacob. So Tamar was crucial, but now mother emphasized Jacob's victory. And actually Jacob's victory is substantially subjugated Esau. And also from him, internal, external foundation has been established. So it's reasonable to understand Jacob is the starting point. And finally, Mary appeared, who could have enough faith to give a birth to a child. Who is the father of Jesus?
Zechariah.
Yeah, Mary stayed at their house for 3 months if you read the Bible. And this is the providence of giving birth to the only begotten son. She was a woman of faith, right? So she could give a birth only begotten son. Already the condition was made. And she who had national foundation and good faith, and she was chosen to give a birth to Jesus, only begotten son. But right after his birth, she came to have a relationship with Joseph, his wife, her husband, and she shouldn't. So right after the birth of Jesus, Mary became faithless, and because of her, Jesus was crucified. In the divine principle, it says the failure of John the Baptist. Mother never mentioned John the Baptist. She says the failure of Mary. Okay, so one moment here. Okay. Then have you heard about sister of John the Baptist? What do you mean?
I only heard it once.
Once. So then one question. Only begotten daughter existed back then or not? Why no? Because she's the only begotten daughter. Right? But Father once mentioned, your parent knows this. Sister of the John the Baptist should be the wife of Jesus. But if you carefully read Father's words, you understand one thing. We're going to read. So this is new information. Even the first gen, they don't know. Okay? You can tell this. You can educate your parents on this point. We're going to read Father's words. Okay? What he said exactly about the sister of the John the Baptist. Please read.
Jesus must take a younger sister of an archangel as his wife. She is none other than Zachariah's daughter, John the Baptist.
Because with this statement, we thought she should have been. But if you carefully read more about Father's words, you understand what he meant by saying this. Please read.
What would have happened if John the Baptist from Zachariah's family had a younger sister and Jesus made John his brother-in-law?
So if there were his sister, she should have been the wife. Another expression, please read.
If John the Baptist had a younger sister or an older sister and Jesus married her, everything would be resolved.
And actually, Zacharias and Elizabeth, she had advanced age, and no one believed, even they themselves believed they could give a birth to John the Baptist. So John the Baptist's father, Zachariah, didn't believe it, so he became mute, right? He couldn't speak until he was born. So historically speaking, even no one believes, even any scripture recorded the existence of John the Baptist's sister. So she didn't exist. Please read.
Jesus had decisive talks with his mother 3 times, at the ages of 17, 27, and 30. Since Mary gave birth to Jesus, she must open the way to bless him as original Adam who didn't fall.
Please read.
This would have been unacceptable in Israel at that
Oh, by the way, if sister of John the Baptist existed, Jesus and she had the same father, right? Zachariah. Please read.
It would have been illegal and punishable by stoning. Marrying one's own younger sister would be considered incest.
But Father explained this way.
Jesus spoke to Mary 3 times, starting from the age of 17 or 16. He earnestly appealed to Mary 3 times, saying, I must follow this path. Without doing this kind of restoration through indemnity with an incestuous relationship, there is no way to unify the 2 factions divided within a family.
So from Adam and Eve's family, good and evil were produced, right? So as an indemnity condition, to indemnify Adam and Eve, according to Father, this is the way Jesus thought and about on the sister of John the Baptist. And this time, Mother in Brazil revealed new thing. You heard Mother's words, right? Yeah. But you noticed what she said about Jesus' birth? Only begotten daughter, 2,000 years old. She said this. Please read.
The responsibility to give birth to the only begotten daughter should have been carried out by the families of Mary and Zachariah. However, they failed. As a result, Jesus had no choice but to go to the cross because of Mary.
Okay, so let's organize what we learned from Father, Mother, and the historical fact. John the Baptist's sister was not born. Elizabeth's advanced age. True Father's teaching on John the Baptist's sister. What does it mean? Jesus could have been married, right? And then Jesus appeared to Mary 3 times. Oh, by the way, Father was 40 years old, Mother was 70 years old when they held the holy wedding. So when Jesus 17 years old, and if the only begotten was born, okay, still 70 years different. 20 when Jesus was 24 years, it's okay still. Even 30 years different, it's fine. He was serious, challenged Mary 3 times. Restoration through indemnity by incestuous relationship. That's what Father said. And recently, Mother revealed responsibility of Mary and Zacharias' family for the birth of the only begotten daughter. These are the facts and the words of true parents. From this, what do you think?
Crazy.
What do you think? What?
The most shocking thing I've heard all workshop.
Shocking thing. So if Mary and Zachariah fulfill their responsibility, the only begotten daughter could be born, right? Right? How? Discuss your ideas. You have all information here.
I got it.
What's the question?
What was the question? You know, I explained Father's verse, and this is the historical fact, right? So, if Mary and Zachariah's family fulfill their responsibility, what kind of responsibility you can guess? How the only begotten could be born?
Is that why? That's like nothing that you're
Adam and Eve are
They usually took care of Jesus.
Because you went back to Genesis.
No,
I don't know. So his name is when she started.
Okay, so each group please share one idea or thought, starting from there.
What I said, I'm not sure if it's right, but I think the responsibility was to take care of Jesus. So they said like a couple of months after Mary got pregnant with Jesus that she left the house, right? But I've heard somewhere that like actually having Mary stay in Zachariah's house was a way to protect Jesus. And because she left, like Jesus ended up being born in a manger, right? So it wasn't the best place to send the Messiah. So the original plan was to have Zachariah's family and Mary like protect Jesus in that household, but because they didn't, Jesus was put in danger, more or less. And so because Jesus was like also in danger, maybe God made the decision like it might be difficult to send the only begotten daughter in this household because they've already kind of failed in their initial responsibility to take care of Jesus.
Yeah, that's true. But my question was, so if Mary and Zachariah's family fulfilled the responsibility, how? In what way the only begotten daughter was born?
That's the question.
Okay, thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Well, this is far-fetched, but we thought that possibly Mary and Zachariah might have another baby, and then have a daughter.
what?
I mean, even though it would be an incestuous relationship.
Okay,
We agreed. Like, if Mary stayed, because Elizabeth is too old to have a baby, right? So then Zachariah had to, with Mary, and then
what do you mean?
And then Mary like first the only begotten daughter, and because like, alright, this is something happening. Adam and Eve are like twins, so then the fact they're kind of like siblings.
So you mean you're saying the same thing with
Yeah, basically same thing. So
oh,
then,
okay, Adam and Eve and brother and sister.
Yeah.
So if Mary and Zachariah are the same parent for both.
yeah, and then.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay, go ahead.
Like, I feel like how they can like give birth to like the only granddaughter, would it be through like preparing like the environment, I would say?
No. How? But no. Like they are talking. Who could be giving a birth to a child?
Also be on the
Okay, go ahead. Secretly, they are talking. Hey, please share what you think. Go ahead.
Not about another share. Why is I laughed at by these two bro? Something's not going.
What?
Okay.
A share.
Oh no, like there's nothing to share.
Nothing to share?
Not on my part. No.
Okay.
There was a misunderstanding.
So, two groups says maybe Jesus' parents, Zachariah and Mary would have given birth to sister of John the Baptist. I don't know. I don't know. You could say that, but we need to wait for mother's, if she feels that she needs to reveal more, she would. But this is what we know yet now at this point. Okay? So this way, you need to think always, not just accept it. No, I'm not saying reject it, but you have to think all the time. Think, right? So anyhow, there was no only begotten daughter back then. And mother's words, even before the birth of Jesus, God prepared the Korean tribe. Plan B. And Christianity, because of the victory of Jesus, Christianity has a great impact on human history. And before mother was born, spiritual groups, maybe you have heard from Reverend Chong, Inside Valley Church and Holy Road Church. They are the top of Christianity. For example, they knew 5 things. 1, the true meaning of the human fall, and God's sadness at the fall of Adam and Eve, and Jesus' death. And Jesus didn't come to die. And returning Lord will come to Korea, and Korea will be the center of the world. These 5 points, the spiritual group knew these things. And mother's grandma and Taemonim belonged to this group for years. This is true mother's grandma, Cho Won-mo. And this is Taemonim, Hong Sune. In case of Mary, she did one-time illegal act, right, with Zachariah, and then she became faithless. In that, in a sense, even she ran a risk, at her life, but just one-time illegal act is easy in a sense. And then, as I said, she became faithless. In case of Taemonim, we have one local member, Sang-mu, lady, Mrs. Lee. She attended Taemonim for more than 30 years at East Garden. One time she had a chance to ask her, what is the secret of life of faith? And she said, to become living sacrifice. So she did only one-time illegal act, that's it, and she became faithless. In case of Taemonim, upon the victory of Christianity and understanding those 5 points through spiritual groups, she dedicated herself whole life as a living sacrifice. Not only that, after she passed away, what did she do? Established Cheonpyeong complex, right? Through Hummonim. So that proves she was truly victorious in faith. So she doesn't have such an incident, one-time illegal act, as the providence giving birth to the only begotten Son. Her whole life itself was the providence of giving birth to the only begotten daughter. And the Father said, please read.
Demonim held the same position as Mary who gave a birth to Jesus.
Yes, so she could give a birth to mother. So through Jacob, providence of the restoration of relationship has been established, through which the only begotten son, only begotten daughter could be born when time is right. At the time of Mary, she performed the providence giving birth to the only begotten son, but she became faithless. Meanwhile, Demonim, through her whole life, she kept her faith and not only gave her birth to a true mother, and protected and raised and served her. Okay. And mother Demonim is great mother. Who named her great mother? Who named her? True father. True father. And when 2016, when mother's father were buried together with Demonim, mother named her father Debunim, great father. Mary had a relationship with Joseph after the birth of Jesus. They didn't. I know that because she left her testimony. And he was not happy with that, and he left. But at least he stuck to the position of Joseph. And he left, he went to South first. And he became the president of an elementary school in Sorak, very close to Cheonpyeong area. And even true parent, true mother became famous in Korea. He never appeared in front of mother, or she is my daughter, or I'm her father. He stuck to his position. I don't know how much he understood his position, providential position, but he didn't repeat the failure of Joseph back into in Jesus' time. So mother called him Debunim. So look at, if you compare the foundation of Jesus and true mother. In case of Jesus, of course, no background of Christianity. Mary is one-time illegal act only. No foundation. It was really hard. So when mother was talking about Jesus, I could feel strong sympathy towards Jesus. And mother was the last card for God. God couldn't fail again. That's why Demonim, great mother, 조모 할머님, Demonim, and spiritual groups, Christianity, in a sense, a perfect background. And she was born. Now, true father is the only begotten son or no? No, why?
The Lord, the second happened, because there's only one begotten son.
Yeah, simple. Right? Only one. And also, Jesus fulfilled his portion of responsibility, which is completion of the purpose of creation, which is individual perfection. So upon this foundation, Father was engrafted. Therefore, there is no providence of giving birth to the only begotten Son in case of Father. In fact, his mother was really great mother. You heard many stories about her when he was in the prison of Hunnam, right? She came to meet him many times, giving everything. But to the end, she didn't realize the mission of her son. And her his father either. So father called his parents 춘부님, 춘모님, which means loyal father, loyal mother. Father is so sensitive with words. He didn't give his own parent 대, which means great. So he knows the difference. They were humanistically great parents, but they didn't understand the providence. Actually, when he was in North Korea, before he was in prison, he sent one of his disciples to his hometown. And father asked this disciple to testify he is the Messiah to his parents and to his families. And this disciple did. But father's families didn't accept that. So to the end of their lives, they couldn't understand the mission of father. And father himself confessed this. He was not the only begotten son. Please read.
I wasn't born into God's lineage. Because I was born from the fallen lineage, I needed to be engrafted.
He said this. He was engrafted to Jesus. He cannot, and also he doesn't have to be the only begotten son. But there's one person who enjoyed the title great. His elder brother. 대형님. 형 is elder brother. 대 means great. 대형님. He bowed. Even his younger brother is in their mother's womb, knowing my brother become a worldwide figure. So I believe father had a hard life, but because of the help of his elder brother, he survived. And finally, father and mother became true parents, and they established God's lineage. Okay? So, the providence of the restoration of elder sonship centering on Jacob. And Mary was successful in the beginning with the providence of giving birth of the only begotten son. 대모님 has been successful even in the spirit world, providence of giving birth to the only begotten daughter. And true father, true mother became true parents. Now father and mother go further to explain the meaning of this background. Mother said this, please read. First, the date first.
October 25th, 2012, commemorative ceremony of 40 days after Father Samuel addressed Ab.
Father's tomb, Okay, so please read what she said.
Today marks the starting point of a new era. Father spent 40 days traveling extensively in the spirit world. He met with people who appeared in the providential history and personally experienced the moments when God created the heaven and the earth.
We don't know what she's talking about. Only father and mother know this. Right? Continue, please.
For 40 days, I also engaged in dialogue with Father, sharing the same heart as Father. I prepared myself. Father's thoughts became my thoughts, and my thoughts became Father's thoughts. In this way, Father traveled back and forth to the Cheoncheon for 40 days, witnessing many events, especially regarding my aspiration to renew the Korean church with spirit and truth. Father expressed his complete agreement, giving his heartfelt gratitude.
So many first gen, they don't know this. Saying, oh, mother is doing whatever she wants. No. Before she did anything new, she got confirmation from father. And father was so grateful, giving his heartfelt gratitude, expressed his complete agreement. Go ahead. Which was October 25th, 2012. And then what she did? Proclamation of God as heavenly parent. This is the first thing she did. Even me, first gen, we didn't know that. And we didn't know this. We didn't know this. Actually, my lecture, 70% are true father's words. 30% mother's words. But with mother's words, I organized this lecture. For example, this is from what she said. Okay? So, proclamation of God as heavenly parent means this. Victory of true parents. Then, how could they become victorious true parents? Father is the second coming. He was not the only begotten son. He doesn't have absolute authority. That's why she needed to reveal who she is to support this proclamation. That's why after this proclamation, she said, I am the only begotten daughter. This way. First time she said in Seoul, and then USA. Step by step, step by step. She didn't say, I am the only begotten from the beginning. Please read.
Heaven did not search only for the only begotten Son, but also for the only begotten daughter.
And then?
2,000 years ago, the only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, who descended to earth, had to welcome the only begotten daughter and become the true parents.
All right. So this proclamation support God could become heavenly parent. And then to support she is the only begotten daughter, she needed to clarify. She is the only begotten daughter, but Father is not the only begotten Son. He is the successor of the only begotten Son. Furthermore, once he was called by Jesus in heaven at the age of 15 years old, he should have gone through original course of creation, like she did from birth until 1960. What does it mean? She shouldn't be married. Father shouldn't be married until he found the only begotten daughter. But he came to have male-centered true parent ideal. That's why if one lady failed, next one. Father, according to mother, he shouldn't be married until he could meet the only begotten daughter, because holy wedding can take place after holy growing period. So what has mother revealed? If I organize her point is this, as I said, one, proclamation of God as heavenly parent. To support this, which means victory of true parents. And support this, I am the only begotten daughter, while Jesus was the only begotten Son. And to support this, Father was not the only begotten Son. He is the returning Lord. And to support this, you know what? Both of us should have been through original course of creation, so that we can purely become the embodiment of heavenly parent. So centerpiece of true parent, true mother's new revelation is God as heavenly parent. All right. I'm going to stop here today. And tomorrow, I continue to explain then why Father came to have male-centered true parentship ideal. Why? We need to understand why. And then he took the whole responsibility, dedicated himself, but from the viewpoint of mother. Center of the providence, only begotten Son and the only begotten daughter. Even he knows, this is the last slide. He understands, please read.
The history of 2,000 years is a history of seeking the bride. What should we call the returning Lord Jesus? We must call him the bridegroom. The bridegroom must find one bride, and together they must hold the marriage supper of the Lamb.
This is exactly what she's talking about. But even he's saying this, it doesn't mean he fully understood to the level of true mother. So tomorrow, why it happened and how we need to understand, I'm going to explain tomorrow. Now, finally, this I want to say. Mother, she knew everything, these things. She knew before she held the holy wedding. At the age of 17 years old, she knows everything. At the age of 17 years old, and for 53 years, she didn't say. But some of you might, why she didn't say that? Put yourself in her shoes. That's the lack of imagination. You have a question?
I was just wondering, it was in my mind, why did your mother say that God is my father then? If it was considered.
Good point, because she was not mature yet. She couldn't become the embodiment true mother yet.
Until she was 17?
No, when she was a child, she said, God is my mother, my heavenly father. Because she was not matured yet. She couldn't become the embodiment of the heavenly mother yet. Okay? Okay, so let's stop here. Thank you very much. Please. Okay, can you offer prayer?
Heavenly parents, good evening. What a blessing it is to be alive today, able to receive these deep, new, intense lectures given by our amazing Reverend Kamashi. And yeah, many of us are going through our own course of digesting and questioning and really digging deep and thinking this content that we receive all together. But I pray that you can help us being able to guide us ultimately to full understanding and being grounded in this truth. I pray that we can utilize the Chungchen one, being able to be at peace with what we just heard, and not just kind of accepting it and moving on, but really understanding you, true mother. And I pray that we can all do our best to understand your heart, mother, and your heart, true father, and also you, heavenly parent. And so I thank you for this blessing and this opportunity that we have to be able to understand you in this providential time. I'd like to offer this session and this prayer in all of our names. In my name, Yumi, Sue, Trishkal, daughters of Judy, Shishkal, second generation messenger family, Aju.
Aju. So, sorry, two things. Maybe you might have a question. You know, when you read the True Mother's autobiography, Mother mentioned Father is the only begotten Son. But from the theory of resurrection, he had the same mission with Jesus. So centering on mission, you could say he is the only begotten Son. That's the way we understand. But in personal level, she always said he is not the only begotten Son. He is the returning Lord. And secondly, if you have many questions, you can ask me, but the best way, pray. Pray. Otherwise, I can explain logically, but you need something more, right? Thank you very much. Enjoy it.
Now we're going to dinner time, so please go there. It's already a little bit past 5:30. Like Reverend Josh said,